Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, before I get into this story, I'm going to show you, and this is a hell of a story. I want to stop and give appreciation to one of my subscribers. Now, this woman right here, man, has been with the channel for some time, and she's been showing undying support for the channel and for me especially. And I'd like to give a special shout out and thank you to Patricia Herring, for her undying support of the channel. And I just wanted to say thank you so much. I don't get a chance to thank a lot of people for their support, but I just wanted to take the time to tell you, Miss Herring, I do appreciate you and thank you, as well as everybody else. And with that being said, I want to jump in this story. This story right here is out of Clayton County, Georgia, and it's about this guy right here. The man you see on the screen right now, his name is Clayton Guzman, 22 years old. He was in Clayton County Jail. He's presently now in Orange County, Florida, where he was arrested at his mom's house. This guy right here, last November, took the life of his girlfriend, this woman right here, Delilah Grayson, may she rest in peace, age 22. Mr. Guzman himself is age 22 as well. The reason why he did this is she wanted to leave him, and he strangled her to death. His own girlfriend. There are a lot of people out here that can't take rejection. We talk about this, and domestic violence issues still go on without the national attention they deserve. But anyway, this guy was let out March 27th and was on the street for a while. He's recently been apprehended, and I want to show you a timeline in video form of when he was released, how he was caught. And this last video I'm going to show you is his mother's reaction and what she says. And some of the stuff she say, honestly, I can't believe I'm hearing after what he did. And her talking about she want to sue people, and just listen to it. It don't even make sense to me.
Durienzo is live at the Clayton County Jail tonight. Rob, how did this happen?
Yeah, guys, well, you mentioned it just a moment ago. This was some sort of paperwork error that let this convicted killer get off free. He was set to spend at least 3 decades behind bars in connection with his 2022 murder. But again, he is a free man tonight. The victim's family is now terrified.
It's scary to know that someone could just be released because of a mistake. And then we wait for 2 weeks. We don't alert anyone.
19-year-old Delilah Grayson's mom hasn't slept much since she found out a search is now underway for Clayton Guzman, her daughter's killer. Clayton County jailers accidentally let him go.
He strangled Delilah to death in their apartment that morning because she was planning to leave him.
In October, a judge sentenced Guzman to 30 to life behind bars for felony murder. Delilah's mom, Christina Grayson, was there in court every step of the way.
The DA promised me that he would never get out. They looked me in my face and they promised me that he would never get out. I had nothing to worry about, and he's out free.
District Attorney Tasha Mosley told Fox 5 on the phone, "We hope the sheriff's office catches him soon," adding, "We are sad and upset about this incident." The Clayton County Sheriff's Office didn't respond to our request for comment. We talked to the attorney listed for Guzman on court records on the phone, but she refused to say if she knew where he was or if he planned to surrender.
We're talking about somebody that is trained in MMA. He is a trained killer with his hands. And he looks nice and friendly. No one is safe. The public is not safe.
Now, Grayson tells us she was told that Guzman was released on March 27th, but that attorney we spoke with filed court paperwork on his behalf 5 days later. We're going to continue to follow this story and bring you the very latest details on it. For now, that is the latest from here live at the Clayton County Jail. Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
Weeks after deputies mistakenly released him, a convicted murderer is back in custody.
Authorities arrested Clayton Guzman in Florida this morning. The Clayton County Jail mistakenly released him on March 27th thanks to a sheriff's office error.
Fox 5's Christopher King is live at the Clayton County Jail. Christopher?
Courtney Russ, he was convicted of strangling his girlfriend. He was sentenced to 30 years to life behind bars. So how did Cathan Guzman walk out of the Clayton County Jail? That is the very question the victim's mom is asking.
I need to know what happened, what went wrong.
Christina Grayson wants to know, how did the man convicted of killing her daughter just walk out of the Clayton County Jail so easily?
I need some answers. I need some clarity from the sheriff.
So far, Grayson says the Clayton County Sheriff's Office has given her no answers.
I need you to tell me why he was not transferred on time after he was convicted, prosecuted, and sentenced for the murder of my daughter.
A jury back in October found Cathan Guzman guilty of strangling his girlfriend, Delilah Grayson, Christina Grayson's daughter. Guzman was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. He was held at the Clayton County Jail awaiting transfer to state prison. But on March 27th, the jail mistakenly released him.
He was able to walk out completely from the jail without any questions.
Authorities blame a clerical error. Clayton County Sheriff Levon Allen put out a statement, quote, "The cause of the release is under investigation and disciplinary actions are pending."
I really felt as if we were not going to seek justice for Delilah at all.
Guzman traveled 400 miles to Ocoee, Florida. That is where U.S. Marshals arrested him Friday morning. That is near where his mother lives, not far from where Grayson lives.
He may just choke me to death.
Grayson can now rest easy again.
I'm relieved that he was apprehended.
Now, Fox 5 called the Clayton County Sheriff's Office numerous times for an on-camera interview. We are waiting for a response, and so is Grayson for that matter. Live at the Clayton County Jail, Christopher King, Fox 5 News.
Convicted killer mistakenly released from jail in Georgia is back in custody in Orange County. Cathan Guzman was sentenced for killing his girlfriend last November. West News' Gail Pascal Brown spoke to his mother, who wants to set the record straight, saying her son is no escapee.
Iris Guzman says what happened was awful. Her son, Cathan Guzman, was found guilty of strangling his girlfriend, Delilah Grayson, to death and was sentenced to 30 years in Georgia. But she adds,
he was never out to hurt anyone. He was never running, hiding, evading. Nothing like that was ever happening.
She says 2 weeks ago, she got a call from him saying, "Mom, they're letting me out of jail." The Clayton County Sheriff's Office told the NBC station in Atlanta Guzman was let out because workers were not paying attention and that his charges were missed in a court document. And so Friday morning around 11 a.m., she says law enforcement came in full force and tactical gear to her Ocoee home.
And he was apprehended, and he went without a fight. He went willingly, as he did the first time around when he turned himself in for his crimes. I did get a chance to say goodbye, and all I could do was hug him and just watch him be ripped away from me again after he turned himself in and accepted what he did, chin up, chest out. There is nothing right about this situation.
She says before she left the jail, she called every agency possible to make sure everything was correct.
You make a mistake like this, and now he's held accountable. You release him with no instruction on where to go, where to follow through, no paperwork, go here, meet there, check in here, nothing. There was nothing.
She says only the discharge papers, which identified his clothing.
I called the jail. Are you sure? Run his name. I don't want to leave without I was brushed off. Ma'am, we just get a piece of paper that says they going home and they go home.
Are you going to seek any legal help in this?
I intend to. I'm sure at this point I have to. Something has to be done. Somebody has to be held accountable because this cannot keep happening.
Covering Orange County in Ocoee, Gail Pascal Brown, West 2 News.
Guys, you heard the news. This guy, Cathan Guzman, is back in jail when he shouldn't have been released in the first damn place. Now, I'm going to say something real quick. First of all, before I get to his mother and her reaction, because, I mean, it kind of just had me scratching my head, I want to say this. A lot of times when you're in jail, paperwork goes through different processes to have you released. And it's up to somebody to make sure this is the right person they're letting go, rather than working this job like it's a simple 9 to 5 when lives are at stake and those that are in there, some of them are supposed to stay in there. I'd fire a lot of people for this. Heads would roll because it's an embarrassment and we're seeing it now. Hell, you ain't even got to release people. They just escape on their own. We see that in stories I don't really cover that much. This is a damn shame and it could have ended badly for a lot of other people. This guy killed his girlfriend because she wanted to end the relationship with him. He killed her and didn't just kill her any old kind of way. He strangled her. Now, I don't know if they said he's a trained MMA fighter or whatever. He know MMA. I don't know if he killed her with a chokehold, but supposedly he strangled her because she didn't want to be with him no more. And I can't understand why guys do that. But that's another subject. But this guy right here was where he was belong. Said 2 weeks after this, he called his mom. I mean, before he was released, called his mom. Can you believe it? They let me out, mom. This and that. On the jail phone call where it's recorded. Nobody picked up on that? Just think about that. The woman of Miss Grayson, the mother of Delilah Grayson, said some real stuff. Hey, man, he could have got out and killed all of us. Because you know when doing these processes, it's bad blood. So he know where she lived. Said he went back to Florida, right where the family of the victim lived, where his mother is. So they live close by each other. You got people on pins and needles for 2 damn weeks. Then she said they didn't even warn him and let them know he was out. You think about that. Justice system don't give a damn about you. When they make mistakes, they try to sweep that up under the rug. That right there is an emergency that victims' families need to know, but they didn't give them that. I'd have fired a whole bunch of people. But then again, the whole justice system is shit and they need to be changed any damn way. That's why this shit keep happening. People don't have pride in their jobs no more. It's just a job to them. And one of the most important jobs is to keep the public safe from people that are unsafe and don't care nothing about society. This guy, mom talked about him like he was a good kid. He did a bad thing and he's where he's at. One thing you got to talk about is accountability. And this is a message to the mom. Ma'am, you need to keep it real. You tried to sugarcoat that and ice it over to where the narrative fits you, to where they was wrong and you are a victim. You're not. The only victim is the one that's in the ground right now after she was choked by your son. Your son. Heard what she said? He wasn't bothering anybody. He turned himself in just like he did before. They snatched him from my arms yet again. And she gonna cry. You got a hell of a nerve. Your son killed somebody he was supposed to love. Somebody that was loved by another mother, just like you're a mother of your son. What about them people? What about them people? It ain't about you. You ain't got no dog in the fight besides having a son that did some dumbass shit. But man, come on. Let's be honest here. So I want action. I want accountability. Okay. The accountability's in your son. They let him out. He got out. You know what I'm saying? Ran right to mama's house from Georgia to Florida. I guess he ain't had nowhere else to go. And you willfully let him come back there after what he did. And I'm more than sure after he got been locked up and they talking about they got a 30-year deal for him or whatever, they offered him a deal. I'm more than sure he talked to you about it and you got the real scoop of why he did what he did. And because she didn't say the whole time, if you paid attention, oh, he didn't do it. She know he did it. And you still was going to let him come back. First interaction with a woman he ever had from a loving relationship. It may not have been non-sexual, but for a loving relationship and growing up with a woman was you. And you wasn't enough to stop him from going out in the world as an adult human being and doing that to another woman. And you let him come back because of your son. That's the fucking problem we got out here. Now you shouting for his rights? He ain't got no motherfucking rights. Because the baby the woman that he killed, she don't get no rights. And she damn sure ain't gonna get no real justice. 30 years is not enough for somebody that killed somebody in such a horrific way. You held this woman's airway closed until there was no life left. And when you get strangled, you know, like, it ain't like in the movies where you choke somebody and then they stop moving and they're dead. A lot of times, if you let them go, over time, they wake up. He had to have her choked out and then hold her after the point of consciousness to finish the job. That's why strangulation is so brutal. And you was allowed, you know that. You still let him back in your house. They got mad when the police came and got his ass. I'm gonna sue somebody. What you gonna sue for? How can you sue? This woman right here, the victim's mother, right? Miss Grayson. She has every right to be upset, irate, and everything. If anybody gonna sue, it's her, because her life was in jeopardy in case this guy right here that was a loose cannon with her daughter had came after her. You agree or disagree? People are disingenuous nowadays. So you're going to sue. What are you going to sue under what grounds? They made a mistake and they corrected the mistake. And some people should be fired. What are you mad for? Because they came to your house and took them? Snatched them from your arms. What the fuck does that mean? This guy's 22 years old, fully responsible for his actions. Now he back in there and you mad because he was gone for a while. You got to see him, interact and touch with him, you know, touch him like human beings interact, mother and son. What about mother and daughter? She'll never get that chance that you got, that glimpse thing to touch her child. I'm gonna leave it at that. Fuck it. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I feel bad for everybody because everybody lost. Both of these women. She lost a son that did some dumbass shit. She lost her daughter who should still be here. You know what I'm saying? Nobody won in this. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.